Hello and welcome to some fly tying. Today I'm gonna tie a spinner on an Ahrex FW 539 size 12. It's a very long hook, sorry, but it's a nice hook for this pattern. I'm not gonna be talking that much, I'm just gonna be pretty much tying, starting with my thread. It's a Varnish thread. I think it's a 12-0 in the color tobacco. It's a barbless hook because where I'm fishing it's not allowed to have hooks that is not barbless. Like that. And then I'm gonna take 3 moose mane fibers and I'm gonna measure the length, 1.5 lengths on the longest fiber, and it's in the middle because the middle fiber in nature is longer than the other ones. I just have to align them up again, like that. A little bit too long, I think. That's more suitable. That works much better. Stay. That's my dog. Just using the fibers to get a little thickness to the body. I'm building up the tapering of the body, leaving approximately 4 or 5 mils in the end. And I'm going to fold this back again, do it once more. Just using the materials to build up the tapering, because I'm using this thin thread and cut off the excess. So tie the buttons down, and now I'm gonna build up the nice tapering of the body with my thread. And I see this little lump here. I have to even that one out. Just go back and forth a couple of times, just going a bit further every time. it's almost also because I'm using the thread color as my body. So just building up a nice even layer of thread. I think we're almost there. Going down to the tail section without getting too close. And then I'm gonna split them up again. And then I'm gonna tie in between the tails to keep them in position. Just holding with my nails here. One turn in between the one. And then I'm going back to the other side. And I'm gonna tighten this one up too. Like that. So I have this nice little tail here. And then I'm gonna take sorry. I'm gonna take some UV resin on a bit of plastic here. I'm gonna use a little bit of UV resin to keep the tails aligned when I'm tying and when I'm fishing. And then I'm gonna use some UV resin too in the end to do a thin layer on the body. That's a little too much. Like that. Then I'm gonna take my torch. Now that's finished. And then I'm gonna take my quill and tie it in here in the very thin end. And I'm gonna move up to the top of the hook. Like that. And then I'm gonna do a little knot here so the thread won't roll back on me. Like that. Then it's secured. Then I'm gonna take a little bit of varnish just on top of the hook, just to keep the quill in space, on this place when I'm tying here. And then I'm gonna wrap this quill, starting with pretty much touching turns in the end. And then I'm gonna do more and more open turns as I go up the body. Just slightly open here, just so you can see the light body. And as I go up the hook, I'm gonna do wider and wider turns, so you have this nice segmentation on the body. Something like that. And a couple of turns to be sure it's locked in place. And I'm gonna tie this one down. A couple of turns, go back again. Tighten it up. Just a few fibers sticking out. So I'm gonna take my UV resin again. Just a tiny amount, just to cover it up. It will give the body a kind of a three-dimensional look. But also the body will become very durable and you can catch more than one fish on this fly, which is key for me. Not tying flies that will hold only one fish. That's not what I want, because it's not this 5-second fly. And you can see the tail is holding up pretty good. So I'll take my torch. And you can see the nice tapering and the nice segmentation of the body. Sorry for that. And now I'm gonna put up a thin layer of thread here, and then I'm gonna tie in my wallywing, like here, I think it is. I got this Mallard feather here. And I'm just gonna measure the lengths of the wings. I think that'll do. And a couple of turns more, and then I'm gonna cut off the excess here. And then I'm gonna tie down the butt ends. I was doing the same video before, and when I got to this part where I have to split up the wings, the one side just wouldn't split up, so it's the fly ended up looking like this. Trash. So I'm doing a new video. And that's what happens when you're fly tying. And I'm gonna bend this up here. And then I'm gonna pull out 2 fibers here on each side to split up the wing. Like this. This is one side. And then I'm gonna pull these things apart very carefully. Like that. That's one side. And then I'm going to do the same on the other side. If I can catch 2 fibers. Like that. And then I'm going to pull slightly here. And that's what happens. I broke it. Pretty annoying. But it's a very delicate way of tying, so these are pretty old feathers, so perhaps they are just too dry to do this, but just gonna try with another one here. Just checking we have the same amount of fibers on each side of the stem, and that one wasn't good enough. This looks like a pretty decent feather. Okay. Cut off some of the stem, and then we're gonna do the same once more. Pinch and squeeze, pinch and squeeze. Something like this. I think that'll do it. Yeah, that's perfect. Perfect size. And a couple of turns under the wing, and a couple of turns on the other side here, like that. Cut off the axis. And then we're gonna try once more. Pick out 2 fibers to split the wing. That was the one side, and we're gonna do the same on the other side. Like that. Perfect. Then you have the wallywing. I'm just gonna cut off the stem here. I'm just gonna leave these 2 fibers. It'll help me to align the wings. They're not gonna sit like this, but slightly out to the side, because it's a spent spinner, so I like to have the wings going out to the side, so it pretty much imitates the fly lying on the surface, dead after spawning, what you can call this, like that. Just align them a little bit better here. Something like that. And then I'm gonna cut off these two fibers here. Like that. Then I'm gonna take some pulley yarn. It's normally white, but I dyed it brown with a marker. Cut them off here like that, and then I'm gonna tie this one down here like that. And go back again, lifting this one up here, and I'm gonna tie in one strand of peacock, so the peacock and the quill will become the thorax and the wing case. Just gonna leave this one there. That's a bit annoying, like that. And then we're gonna tie in this peacock curl. Going back in front, you can see I left a few fibers hanging. So, like that. And I will be stopping just slightly before the wings, because I'm gonna do a CDC hackle in a minute. I think that'll do. Pretty much what I want. Like that. And I'll cut this one off. And then I'm gonna split the thread in two. It's not the easiest way to split up a 12-0. So just unwind the thread. Even with my glasses on, it's not that hard or that easy to split the thread in two. Just trying to unwind this. Open it up. Like that. Then I'm going to take some wax. And then I have some CDC feathers in my magic tool. Just gonna spin this one up like that. And I'll go in front of the wings. Building up just a tiny little sorry, little head. And then I'm gonna take my pulley on, see if I can get some of these fibers out trapped in here. Just pick it out slightly like that. Couple of turns under and a couple of turns over like that. Cut off the excess. It's just one more. And then I'm gonna put on some varnish on the thread because I can't do it when I'm finished the fly without leaving a ton of varnish on the fly, which I don't want to. And then I'm gonna do a couple of web finishes. I can't stand having fibers out in the hook eye, but you see the point. It's not supposed to be any fibers out in the hook eye at all. But yeah, sometimes it happens, so I can't do anything about that now. So like that. And then I'm gonna take my brown marker here, just dye the head brown instead of this yellow head. So just gonna take my lighter, which doesn't work. Take another one. Just burn this fibers away. So, let's see if I can cut this one off. There's a bit of thread here. That was actually the way finished. See if I can put on some varnish. Just a tiny little bit here. That was not the most pretty eye I have made, but you get the point. So there you have it. The finished Mayfly spinner with a quill segmented body. Pretty decent fly. Catches a lot of fish. Very durable. And we just have to cut off this little fiber here. Like that. So, there you have it.